Hello, my name is Dale Wilhite. I'm in Montrose, Colorado at the moment. You can see I'm at a weekly motel room here because I'm getting ready to go back to Florida. If you want to find out anything about me, go to MySpace where I have a page. This here has to do with left-wing genocide. It's amazing that in the media they try to always portray right-wingers as all the kooks and the nuts that go around murdering and killing people. Well, I got some news for you. I don't know of any right-wingers that have committed genocide anywhere close to anything that the left wing has done. Remember that the left wing, since the 1917 Bolshevik Revolution, have murdered somewhere between 300 to half a billion people. Russia, Eastern Bloc, Ukraine, um, Nicaragua, China, Vietnam, North Korea, and of course into South Korea. In North Vietnam into South Vietnam, and now it's all of Vietnam. I think what was it? 190,000 to 360,000 Vietnamese were executed after the United States left Vietnam, and years later, about a year later, the North Vietnamese went ahead and invaded, and took over. Then they went out on a killing binge. Cuba, now Venezuela, and the list goes on. They have committed genocide. Adolf Hitler was a socialist who committed genocide against the Jews and against the world, for that matter. These were all left-wingers. And let me go back a little bit here. There are some who say, well, Hitler was not a socialist. Yes, he was. He belonged to the Socialist Worker Party. Look it up. They have committed genocide in which hundreds of millions have died. I don't know of any right-wingers who have done anything close to that. And yet the media, like MSNBC, CBS, NBC, ABC, and CNN, and all these other coots, try to always act like, well, we got to be on the watch out. These right-wing nuts are going to go crazy. They're going to blow up everything. Well, who committed the most murders is a historical fact, and it isn't the right wing. The right wing is nothing in comparison. Can't even compete with the left wing when it comes to murder. What I've discovered in my lifetime is that a lot of left-wingers try to pass themselves off as lovey-dovey people who care for the poor and stuff, but I don't see that there. I see them as very cold-blooded people. Not all of them, but those that get into power, they're just very cold-blooded people. They're very militant. They're very demonic at sometimes towards people, but they try to mask their the way they do things, the way they treat people, as though somehow they're compassionate people. I'm sure there are some that are, but not in power. Obama, he tries to pass himself off as some lovey-dovey. He cares about the poor. No, he doesn't. He's a thug. He doesn't care about anybody. It's all about him and his agenda. He has a hatred for America. He has a hatred for what it stands for, and he wants to turn it into some stupid Marxist state. And that's why we're going to rebel against it, but we're going to do it peacefully. Because, see, I'm a political moderate. I'm not a right-wing nut, but I'm not a left-wing nut either. And I don't commit murders. I don't commit crimes. And I'm not going to hurt anybody. We will fight this war, but we will do so in a peaceful manner. That's how things work. But the fact of the matter is, if you look it up, the left wing are the ones who have committed most of the genocide since the Bolshevik Revolution. Chairman Mao, some of Obama's people, like Anita Dunn, thought he was really a cool dude. She says he's one of his mentors. The late Chairman Mao, of course, who's probably not in heaven, has committed between 39 to 70 million. The North Vietnamese committed millions of murders. The North Koreans have committed millions of murders. Castro has murdered hundreds of thousands. But you don't see the left wing complaining about that. The Russians, they've murdered 20, 30, 40, 50 million people altogether. Chavez is arresting people now, putting them in jail. And actor Sean Penn said, well, anybody who calls him a dictator ought to put in prison. There's more proof. So here you have a man that lived in a democracy, who bashes Bush all the time, calls him whatever he wants, but he doesn't get arrested as he should not. But if you call Chavez once, either Sean Penn, the left wing, or the left wing nut, he wants him put in jail. And of course, that's what Chavez is doing in Venezuela. It's putting people in jail. And that's what's going to happen if we don't put an end to Obama's administration. A lot of us are going to end up in jail because the Obama administration has proven that they do not believe in freedom of speech. One of their FCC appointees made it quite clear that he considers the freedom of speech in the Constitution an exaggeration. They don't believe in it. They don't really believe in this. Neither does Obama. And you have to remember the little fiasco last year where Obama didn't want anybody talking to Fox News. He didn't want the other media people quoting from Fox and things like that. Of course, fortunately, the media said, screw you, Obama. That's not going to happen. But that proves beyond a shadow of doubt that he doesn't believe in free speech. He doesn't believe in the American Constitution. You see, it's the right wing that is trying to preserve the Constitution, not the left wing. Now, there may be left wingers who believe in most of the Constitution. There are some who believe in it just like I do. Of course, I'm a political moderate. I'm not to the far right or to the far left. But without a doubt, there is one truth that can't be challenged. It's the left wing that has committed most of the murders and has taken most people's freedoms away since 1917 Bolshevik Revolution, not the right wing. And they can try to deny that Hitler was a socialist, but explain his association with the Socialist Workers' Party. Read the history, read what he belonged to, look at the words, look at the titles. And remember that Hitler even signed a peace treaty with the communist Soviets. At one time, of course, he betrayed them and invaded them anyway, but I don't know why, but that's what he did. But anyhow, the left wing are the ones who have committed most of the genocide since 1917, not the right wing. And the news media like MSNBC, them, and the Obama administration and the Democratic Party keep trying to act like this. The right wing is the most dangerous people on the face of the earth. Well, I got some news for you. It ain't the right wing, it's the left wing. Just some years ago, Fidel Castro executed or had shot down about 25 Cubans trying to flee to Miami on a boat. There were women with children in their arms that were gunned down. Not one iota word from Sean Penn, Danny Glover, Hilary Belafonte, Steven Spielberg, or any of these nuts and hypocrites. Or from any left-wing organizations, human rights organizations. They kind of look the other way when the left commits genocide. Remember, these were women with children in their arms. They were all gunned down. That's how Castro handles things. And just like a few years ago, a couple of Cuban journalists were executed, put in prison, and then executed. They asked, it was either Harry Belafonte or Danny Glover, I believe it was Harry Belafonte, about that. No, I think it was Danny Glover. And one of them said, whichever one it was, said that, well, it's Bush's fault. That's how stupid these people really are in the entertainment industry. There's a lot of intelligent people in the entertainment industry, but there's a lot of idiots too, who don't know anything political. They live under a democratic society, but they embrace Marxism and socialism everywhere else. But as long as it doesn't apply to them. Kind of like nothing applies to the unions. We peasants, we got to pay, for the health care and all that stuff. But if you're a big union, AFL-CIO, you get your Cadillac plan and you get to keep everything, and while the rest of us peasants have to pay for it. Because Obama, like a true Marxist, rewards his friends and punishes his enemies. Unlike Bush, when asked why he's helping states that didn't vote for him in both elections, well, he said, I'm president of everybody. I'm president of all the states. Obama doesn't believe that. He doesn't see himself in that light. Don't figure. Nonetheless, we're in a lot of trouble right now, and hopefully we can make it to November and then into January, and we can put a stop to this left-wing takeover of our society. One day we're probably going to lose it all, but there's still time to fight and try to hold on to what we have for what little time we have left. Because when the left wing gets their hands on everything, that's when the genocide will begin. Even in America, it will begin. You can be sure of that. Because these people are ruthless. They'll root out anybody, kill anybody, imprison anybody that they can get away with. And they'll do it in the name of love and compassion. Thank you for your time.